Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Resource Management Podcast. Today I'm joined by Max, like every other episode. So,
Hi.
today we'll be going over Toronto Regionals, which was an interesting tournament, if I can say.
Yeah,
Um,
interesting for sure.
Played an interesting deck and had some interesting results, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, from both of us. So, yeah, I'll pull up the deck and then we'll go over how everything went. So basically, uh, I think we have one person to thank for this whole concept. Will,
Yeah.
who
Will from the Discord, the Control Discord.
is
Shout out
right.
to Will.
Yeah, shout out to Will for coming up with this concept. I think Wednesday or something, or maybe Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So he came up with this Tuesday. The list was very different from what it is now. You guys can see on the
Yeah,
screen.
but the Mewtwo, the attacking
Yeah,
Duraludon was there.
yeah. So the whole Pokemon concept, everything was there, but
Yeah,
mostly in the supporter line and the trainer lines, everything was different. So
yeah.
basically, uh,
Because
yeah,
before Tuesday, we were not on control for
yeah,
Toronto
yeah,
actually. Like we
pretty
were like,
much.
control is super dead right now. It's not even worth playing Snorlax.
Yeah,
We're just going to get destroyed. So I was actually going to play Lost Box, and you were going to
yeah.
play Guardy, if I remember.
No, I was gonna play Arc Path
Oh,
with the
oh,
Duraludon.
Arc Path.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we weren't even gonna be on control for the tournament, and then I saw the concept and I was like, that's actually pretty good. Or I thought it was pretty good. And then so I tweaked the list a bit, talked to Will, and then I talked to Max, and I was like, I've played with this, and it's kind of good.
And I was still not
Yeah.
convinced.
So we had a league challenge the Wednesday after the day after. So I played this deck the Wednesday. Max played Lost Box. So
And I did horrible with Lost Box. I
yeah,
played horribly.
yeah, I did okay, but I played against three Lugias, so it was pretty free. And then I think I played against a Miraidon and something else. I don't remember. But yeah, so I had done well enough on or Wednesday where I thought the deck was actually pretty good and could be really nice going into the tournament. So
Yeah.
we decided to, or I was able to convince Max with a little help from Will, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
you both
yeah,
convinced me.
to run the deck. So if we just want to go over the deck real quick, uh, like
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I might start.
yeah, Max, you can go
So
ahead.
it's not like the Mewtwo Union, of course, is very flashy here, but it's not the main concept like in the Senders in the IC list. No,
Yeah,
it's more like a wall and friends
yeah,
kind of deck, because the goal is to set up multiple Diancies,
yeah,
sit behind them, and build your wall attacker.
yeah, pretty much. So obviously the four Diancys, uh, give you so much time to set up, right? Like,
Oh my god, it's
yeah,
insane.
you have no pressure. You can just be sitting there for literally like 5 turns doing nothing and
Yeah,
just setting
and
up your one attacker.
the spike draw also. I use spike draw
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
at
me too.
Toronto.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Spike Draw is actually pretty good when if Path is in play or Rodom Surprise or whatever. Spike Draw can actually be pretty decent to draw
And
cards.
sometime when you know you're gonna have to penny two time to leave a lone wall in the active, like you penny Rotom first and you just spike draw for two more cards
Yeah,
instead of instant charge, and it's perfect.
yeah, for sure. So like
Yeah,
yeah, so as Max explained, like this is a wall deck, so you basically have one Pokemon ish for like every matchup that you can just set up in the back behind the Diancies, and then you should be able to finish the game off with that one Pokemon, right? So
yeah,
if we just go over real quick like the different wall options here, Max, can you start us off with maybe the Mewtwo? Where would we use the
yeah. Of
Mewtwo?
course. So the Mewtwo V Union is most likely going to be used against a Lost Box.
Yeah.
So and Last Bucks and Urshifu and Teleon,
Hmm.
because they are not going to cap out the super generation damage, and if so,
Yeah.
it's just a little bit.
Hmm.
Because let's say Dragonite in Last Bucks does 250,
Yeah.
while 250 with V Guard reduction, two two. 220.
Yeah,
So that gives you plenty of time to cycle Cook.
yeah, for sure.
And by this time, they will either have killed their bench entirely because they do
Hmm.
20 damage each time,
Yeah,
or they will deck out.
yeah, pretty much. So for Lost Box, it's pretty. I'd say it was the one of the like simpler like matchups. Like once you have like the Cook loop down in your head, like you just have to get to like 0 cards in deck and Mewtwo up front, and then you can just keep cycling your Cooks with
Yeah,
Silene and Palpaz and Yelchir. So you're trying,
playing one
yeah,
playing one Silene was a bit risky, but the list
yeah,
was so tight.
yeah,
Playing one Silene was
yeah.
a bit
That's true.
risky, a bit
That,
spicy.
yeah, that was true. I didn't mind the one Silene because usually you have time enough in Lost Box, and especially in game one, like in a game one scenario where they're probably gonna bench lock themselves or not bench Dragonite or whatever. And even then, Dragonite's like 50-50 right now. You know, some people played as Amazenta Virgin, which is super free by the way.
Oh my god,
I
that's literally our best matchup.
like I played against it at the Cup Sunday, and it was like I was just it
Oh,
was the freest thing ever. But yeah,
oh, it's even more free than Urshifu and Teleon.
yeah, Urshi
Because
as
like
well. Yeah,
Urshifu and Teleon, they have Horn,
yeah,
they can take multiple knockouts early game.
yeah. So,
But
yeah, the one thing is you have to play around Horn, right? So you have to, you know,
yeah,
get
you
to
have to
your
play around
Mewtwo.
Horn. And you have to attach the V guard. If they play a Dragonite, you absolutely have to attach the V guard your turn UV Union. That's why
Yeah,
we played two
yeah.
because originally the list had only one,
Hmm.
and like at midnight,
Yeah,
I texted Malcolm. I was like, we need the second V guard or
yeah,
else we're losing last box.
yeah. It was either second Vigard or second Silene, and
Yeah,
then we decided to play second Vigard, which I think is fine. I think
yeah, I
second
think
Vigard
it's
was a better option than second Silene.
yeah.
So if we could go over the next one, Duraludon, obviously. Mostly for Lugia. I think it's only there for Lugia, honestly. So you just set up
Yeah,
Duraludon, and then at first we just had a two, like a three metal, two fighting line of energies, right?
yeah.
Um,
With the what's the name of the
super.
supporter?
Oh yeah, wait, yeah,
It was
Nemoma.
a promo at Toronto.
Yeah, Nemoma. I think
Is it
that's
the name?
yeah, I think it's Nemoma. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
I think it's anyways. The supporter lets you like attach two energies from your deck,
Yeah.
and then you can't attack during that turn, but you don't really care, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I cut the Nemoma for Wednesday because I thought like it was too situational, and I'd rather have like more consistency in the deck.
And you already have so much time with the
Yeah,
Diancies.
exactly. With four Diancies, like time wasn't really an issue. Um,
Yeah.
but then Will came up after the Wednesday, came up with a solution which would make it actually even easier, right? We would
Yeah.
just run the single strike scroll that you guys can see at the bottom middle of the list, with some single strike energies. So because you don't really need to attack with the Duraludon, you can technically just sit there with Duraludon, do nothing, except when they Mew, when they use Mew EX to shred you.
Yeah.
So you basically when they shred you, you can just response KO with the single strike scroll. Which Max, can you let me know what that attack does?
It does 10 plus 10 for each damage counter on the Pokemon.
Yeah. So you just have a single strike energy on it with the scroll, and then if they hit you with Mew, you just knock them back out with
Yeah, and I've had the question, why do we play single strike energy
yeah,
over fighting energy?
yeah,
And that's because it fixes math versus good Lugia player who can figure out what is going on.
yeah. So because if Lugia goes DT DT V guard on the Mew, they can actually hit you for 180 and then still two shot you, but you can't knock them out back. Because with the V guard, you'll be hitting for 160, or wait, yeah, 150. Sorry, you'll be hitting for 150, which is not enough to knock out Mew.
No, the V-Guard doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
literally the DT.
No, no, because they can V guard, and then you're not shredding.
All right.
Yeah, because if they hit you for 160 and then they have a V guard, or no, if they hit you for 180 and they have a V guard, you're hitting for 190, and then they have V guard, so
Wait,
you're
I thought the Ralladon did went through V-Guard.
Yeah, but only with his attack, not with the scroll
Oh
attack.
yeah. Oh my God. That's true. That's true. That's true. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. So since you're not shredding anymore, the V guard can fuck you over. Sorry
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Of course.
language.
Of course.
So yeah, so if you have two single strike energies, you can basically ignore the V guard problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I guess the Lugia player really has to go like think about it, but it can definitely be something that comes up.
Yeah. With Lugia being so free, we didn't want
Yeah, to
to
potentially,
lose
yeah, for
to
sure.
a good Lugia
Yeah,
player, so we went with like suboptimal
yeah,
energies, I'd say.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it's that suboptimal, cause
No, each time I saw a single strike energy, it was very simple. It was
yeah,
cancel
yeah,
card.
yeah. Basically, yeah. So even in den matchup, it becomes like a draw two, basically, if you want to
Yeah.
think about it that way. Um, and then yeah, so Durandon was it was pretty good when the Lugia doesn't play vacuum. We'll get into that later. Um, so next up we have the Vulpix. Max, can you explain what the Vulpix does?
Yeah, the Vulpix is actually the most useful attacker in this one.
Yeah,
Is kind of overshadowed by the Mewtwo, but he's
yeah,
the real MVP. He kind of is the real MVP for this specific list
yeah,
because he covers three matchup:
yeah,
Guardy, Zard, and Chimpao.
yeah,
Well, first of all, it, Vulpix is free versus Zard. Like it makes Zard very very
yeah.
free. You
Very.
just set up alone Vulpix,
Mhm.
GG next game.
Yeah,
For Guardy, well, we have the one copy of Lost City
yeah,
to uh, Lost City, the memory skip routes
yeah. Or the Cresselia.
or the Cresselia,
Yeah,
but it's like not that good of an answer
yeah,
like Mawile would be for
yeah.
Guardy.
So Guardy is pretty tricky. Like I think
Yeah,
in my opinion, I'm pretty like you lose to a good Guardy player if they know what the Vulpix does and everything.
yeah.
So
I've lost to a Guardy.
yeah,
It was because I was forced to use my Forest Silstone to get a piece out,
yeah,
and the turn they memory skipped. I couldn't find Lost City.
yeah.
Because
So
I would have been able to last city the route. So yeah, it's kind of tricky. You have to draw pretty good.
yeah, so at the start, actually Wednesday, I played the Espeon, or I fit the Espeon in the list because as we said, like without Espeon and then being able to memory skip you, it's pretty hard to deal with memory skip and Guardy. But
Yeah.
we cut it for space issues and just to have other stuff in. And it is technically an answer to Guardy, but I don't think it wins you at all the games. It might win you a game in best of one or something, but for best of three and against good players, I think Guardy is like you unfortunately like probably lose most of the time. I'd say like 90% of your games you're gonna lose.
Yeah, and we have to keep in mind like control is not that good in this format.
Yeah,
Like this is the best we could have done with what we had.
yeah,
The meta being so diverse, like it's tough to build a control deck, so
for sure.
it's normal that control is not super good and
Yeah,
like we did not do super good either. So yeah.
yeah,
But it's there for that.
yeah,
And for Chimpao. The
yeah.
Vulpix is there also for
For
Chimpao.
Chimpao, so
And you
Chimpao.
combo it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So for Chimpao, you have the Thornton obviously, because Chimpao can just if you just bench the Vulpix, Chimpao can just cross switcher up the Vulpix, but even behind the Diancies, and your Vulpix just dies, right? So
Yeah.
you basically want to set up an energy on one of your bench Pokemon. It could be Rodom, it could be another Diancie or whatever, and then
Not so much Diancie because you could get Greninja. You usually bench
yeah, that's
Rotom,
true. Yeah,
Regieleki, and Greninja.
that's true. That's true. So just set up an energy on a bench Mon, and then just Thornton into the Vulpix. Since Chimpao doesn't really play any hand disruption, it's pretty easy to build up a nice hand size and to Thornton in a lone Vulpix game one, which usually wins you the game if they don't play like anything weird like Kyogre or something.
Yeah,
Um,
and talking about Turton, Turton is super good. I've used Turton plenty of times for a fifth Diancie,
yeah,
for real. Because, like, let's say versus Zard. Zard, they play one rope.
yeah,
So, by the time you have set up, your setup should look like Diancie the active, Rotom,
hmm
Vulpix, another Diancie.
yep,
You never really want to bench Rotom and Greninja in those matchup.
yeah, no,
Yeah, in the matchup where Diancie's matter, you only want to bench either Rotom or Greninja.
Yeah, for sure.
So when in the end game, when you're close to getting either the Duraludon or the Vulpix in the active, you want to turn your Rotom
Yeah.
so they can't make an awkward rope bus play.
Yeah, because that's that one thing. They play that one rope and Zard usually, and yeah. Uh, if you're left with Rotom and a Diancie in the active and Vulpix, then yeah, they can go for the rope boss, which they only do 180 with a belt 210, but after that they can finish you off with their Charmanders or Pidgeys, which don't
I
have
mean, uh,
abilities.
only the belt is enough
That's
to
true.
tempt
Yeah,
that,
yeah. If you're not evolved, that is true. Yeah.
and you shouldn't evolve because Diancie is
Yeah.
only for basics.
Yeah. That is true. So, uh, finally, we have the Ice Cube, which is for Miraidon.
Yeah.
Um, so the Ice Cube is like I think it's like a okay answer to Miraidon. It's not perfect. I think it has some flaws that can be exploited, but it does work when you get it alone, right?
Yeah, when you get it alone, it works. It
Yeah,
works super fine. Miraidon is actually a pretty good matchup with the pot helmet
yeah, for sure.
because
Yeah, Pot Helmet makes it
that gives you
so.
so much time to heal with Cook
Yeah,
because they're only gonna hit for 20 with Fluffy. So you have like insane amount of turns to
yeah,
just either KO them or heal with Cook.
yeah. The only thing I would have to watch out or like be careful of is like Hawlucha Zapdos, because they could technically Hawlucha your Ice Cube while you're setting it up, and then hit you with the Zapdos for 90. I think that does. So
Yeah.
you just got to be mindful if they're playing that combo, like to have Cook ready or whatever to maybe heal your Ice Cube once. So I would say
Yeah.
that's like the trickiest thing that comes from the Miraidon matchup. But other than that, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, in theory, Miraidon is pretty good.
Yeah. And then as for support Pokemon, obviously we have the Rotom. To draw three is pretty much a staple in any like control deck, I'd say by now. It's uh
Absolutely.
it's the best we have. That's not a Corbin Dice Snorlax, unfortunately. And then sorry, we have Greninja for draw with like I think we have what 10 energies in the deck. Greninja is always good to have to draw some extra cards, like discard the single strike energies or any amount of energies. It's always good to draw two. And then we have the Regieleki, which is also a staple from pretty much now
Yeah, Regieleki is for Chien-Pao and Lost Box. You don't really want to bench it uh,
in any
other
other.
than
Yeah,
those matchup because those are the two matchup you don't bench Diancies.
yeah.
So
So we've gone over the list a little bit. Now, if we want to get into the matchups, we made a little tier list here um, of the matchups. So if we start from the bottom, obviously the nightmare of any control player in this format right now is
yeah,
Giratina Lost Box. I don't think we need to talk about this. You just pretty much lose.
yeah. The only in the recent like let's say in the in the past 6 months the only list that can beat Giratina Lost Box is Sender Worlds list.
Yeah, with
And even then,
yeah,
it's not
even yeah,
that good of a matchup.
yeah. So it's pretty sketchy. And with this
Yeah,
list, we just decided to take the loss, and I think it was fine.
yeah,
I don't think it did it.
absolutely.
It wasn't that popular for the tournament. Going to C tier now, we have both Mew versions. Uh, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
We did play a Giacomo
Yeah,
because we can't wall Mew. It's impossible,
yeah,
literally impossible.
especially with Giacomo is it's kind of doable, but it's still really really hard.
Yeah, yeah,
If they know how to keep their tablets and just wait for you to Mewtwo, like they can just one shot you. So
and with Judge you can't
yeah,
keep cycling Giacomo.
yeah, with Judge Path it makes it even harder. So both Mew versions are in the C tier. And same thing goes for Arceus. So the Arceus Duraludon version, with the three path and whatever. Just because they play Belt, they can hit for 250, and there's no vacuum in the list whatsoever. And since Duraludon shreds through the V Guard, you're not really able to keep up with healing and everything.
Yep.
So that's in the C tier. You pretty much, unless they like throw away the belt, you lose the matchup. Moving up to B, we have Gardevoir, Single Strike Lugia, and Chimpao.
Single Strike Lugia is dependent on the list they play.
Yeah,
If they play Urshifu, we can make that deck in the D tier.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So the
We did not
Urshifu,
expect a lot of Single Strike Lugia.
yeah,
We
the
were
yeah we were expecting more colorless version, which I think for day one it was fine, but I think the better performing Lugia lists were with Single Strike. So
Yep, that's right.
uh, yeah. And then as for Gardevoir and Chimpao, I think it's pretty much the same problem where they can exploit like the Vulpix thing. Chimpao, once they know what you're doing, they can just cross switch or whatever you have the energy on the bench, which can become a problem. And then Gardevoir, obviously, memory skip is pretty annoying to deal with. Moving
Yeah,
up into A, we have Lost Zone Box. If we could have like Zamazenta and Dragonite version, Zamazenta would be in S,
yep.
but Dragonite in A. Um, so yeah, you just set up Mewtwo, hope you're quick enough before you can play around Horn, and then just heal, cycle your Cook. It's pretty self-explanatory, you
Hope
know.
to hope to get a couple of silent heads
Yeah,
because we only
obviously,
play one.
for sure.
But you can squeeze a second in the list to make that matchup
Yeah,
better. That's
that
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. And then we put Miraidon as well because Ice Cube, unless they play obviously Hawlucha and Zapdos, it's a good answer once you get it alone.
Yeah,
And then as for S tier, we have Charizard, Carlos Lugia, Intel Urshifu, and then Goodra Lost Box, which I guess
yeah,
is a deck.
because
It's a deck now.
yeah, I guess it exists now. It's
Yeah,
worth mentioning.
yeah. So also just for the Lost Box, mentions, if they play Drapion, you lose. By the way,
Yeah, but they
unfortunately.
don't play
But
Drapions
yeah,
never.
that's a call we made that we didn't think people were gonna play Drapion for this tournament, and I think we were correct. I don't think a lot of
I
people
think
put
so. I think so.
yeah, I don't think a lot of people played Drapion.
It was
So
either a Spiritomb or nothing.
yeah, pretty much. So Charizard set up Vulpix, pretty easy. Behind the Diancies. Uh, Lugia Archeops set up the Duraludon. Just be ready to kill the Mew once they punch you once with it, and then Intellersh and Gudra just set up Mewtwo and you're good.
Yeah.
So that goes over the matchup tier list. Um, Now we can go over both of our runs. We'll go over mine first since mine is going to be pretty
Yeah.
short. Pretty unfortunate weekend
Ah,
for me.
super unfortunate, dude.
Pretty,
Like you were super unlucky.
yeah, it is pretty sad. Uh, but hey, it's Pokemon. It happens. You can't control everything. That's no pun intended. Um,
Eh,
so if we go over my run, I unfortunately went 3-4-2, which is pretty bad. Um, I started off 0-3. So first game of the day, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling the deck. I'm like, yo, let's go. We're gonna have a good day. I was actually really confident going to the tournament that if we can just hit the right matchups, this deck is sick. You know.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So round one, I sit down. My opponent flips Charmander. I'm like, let's go, dude.
Let's
I'm
go.
1-0 already, dude. I have a Dialga the active. I think I set up Vulpix turn 3. I'm like, I'm just feeling it, you know? I'm like, this is the best start we could. And then I get a knockout on a Charizard, we're chilling. And then my opponent goes Pidgeot for Path, knocks me out with Zard. And I'm like, okay, bro. Well, this matchup
That's
just started.
insane.
This matchup
You
just.
hit like
Yeah,
you hit it the one guy with Path in his Zard
yeah,
list.
this matchup just becomes an auto loss now. So
Yeah, of course, of
I just
course.
went from the highest of highs to like just being like full
Yeah,
depressed.
that's so sad.
So I was like, you know what? It is what it is. What can I do? I probably hit like the one of the like two people in the building that were playing Zard with Path.
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy was playing Arven Zard with Pidgeot and all the thing and the one Path. So that was unfortunate. Took the L. It is what it is. Can't really do anything about it. Round two, hit a Gardevoir. Um, he unfortunately played Spiritomb, which is another counter to the Vulpix. Um, yeah, take the L there. Nothing we can do. Then I start, I'm like, 0-2, hit two techs. I'm like, dude, I'm just like in the 0-2 bracket now. It's just
Yeah,
gonna
in the as Will would say, the Mickey Mouse bracket.
yeah. So I'm in the Mickey Mouse bracket, and like I'm not sad at this point. I'm like I just hit two decks of two bad techs. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah. There's nothing you could have done.
yeah I can't be any more unlucky. Round three, I hit Arceus V Star with Gengar V Max. I'm just I'm just sitting at my table. My opponent flips Gengar V, and I'm like, bro, I can't do anything. Like
Oh my god.
they hit Mewtwo for weakness, and
That's
then
not a Mickey Mouse deck, that's the whole clubhouse.
yeah, like I literally can't do anything. So I just like go, yeah, whatever. 0-3. Maybe we can go 6-3. Maybe. So then round four, I played against this guy had a weird deck, bro. It was like Urshifu with Empoleon. I don't even know. I just
Yeah,
set up
you were 0-3,
yeah,
so
I was 0-3, so I just set up Mewtwo both games. My opponent got pretty salty once he realized he couldn't like just win. Uh, he took like four prizes, and then I just set up Mewtwo, and he was like, "Oh, what the heck? I can't win anymore." So it is what it is. Took the win there. Then round five, got a no show. Thank God it was a Giratina Lost Box. I honestly would have just probably cried at that point, with my matchups. So round six, I'm 2-4 now, or 2-3, and I'm like, okay, maybe we can go 6-3. I hit a Champao, which is already like a meh matchup. Lose game one because I prized Vulpix V Star and I with Peonia
ah.
on it. And then game two, I'm freaking doing my stuff. Thornton Vulpix in, we're good. My opponent goes bench Mew EX, and I'm like, dude,
What?
like I can't do anything. I can't do anything about these decks. So I just took the L there again. Round seven, hit a Zard. I tied the Zard. I played the matchup pretty bad. Game one went pretty easy as planned. But that game two was pretty awkward where I wasn't able to penny up my Rotom or my Diancie the
Ah,
turn I set up Vulpix. So I had to. He was able to get a hit on the Vulpix V Star with Zard, and then finish off the game with killing with Charmanders and Pidgey because I couldn't find Cook to heal.
ah.
Which is in part,
Unfortunate.
yeah, in part my fault, but uh, also, I could have probably played around it. Then round eight, no show. Like two of my three wins were no shows. It's pretty sad. And then round nine, I hit my first Lugia. Let's go. Hit my first Lugia, win game one. Or no, no, wait. I hit my first Lugia, set up the Duraludon with the single strike energy and the tool. This guy goes lost vacuum the tool, hit with Mew, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah, the
like,
classic Lugia with the last vacuum.
and this guy played two vacuums. The
Two
next the next
vacuums!
turn he goes vacuum my Artisan or something, and I'm like, bro, I just scoop it up, and then game two I'm able to win because I play around the vacuum, and just don't attach the tool until he swings with Mew. So I tied the game there, but it just
Yeah,
shouldn't.
because you couldn't take your prizes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the one thing I took away from this deck is you lose a lot to one-off techs. Like if your opponent's list is any different of like the vanilla list that was on Limitless the last week, then you probably lose.
It
Um,
is true, this deck was very fragile. We knew it. We
yep,
knew it.
yeah, we knew it, but I think like if if the first rounds just go better, I'm pretty sure like I would have been fine for the rest of the day. But it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. Now, if we get into Max's run, let me just find him in the standings. I think it was 193. You said.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
went 6-3.
yeah.
But you'll see my run was also a little weird. Like, did I deserve that 6-3? I don't know.
Eh, I
Nah,
think you deserved it. Hey,
yeah, I'll go over. I'll go over.
yeah, go for it. So
So
round
first
one.
off, I start versus a Guardy. He
Yep.
played the memory skip, and the
Hmm.
guy was very good. So shout out
Yep.
to him. He played perfectly.
Hmm.
I missed a piece where I could have lost City the memory skip because I could bench Diancie, attach to my Vulpix, retreat to Diancie, penny back,
Yep.
and then I killed the memory skip, hoping he did not have the second super rod to
Yep.
put it back. He did have it,
Hmm.
so I lost.
Yep. Then round two.
Game two, and
Oh, game two.
like yeah, I posted it on Twitter because it was I was shocked. I faced a
Oh yeah.
control. Yeah, I faced a control.
Yeah.
It was like a Sender type of
Hmm.
Sender Worlds List type of control with Bouffalant,
Yeah.
things like that.
Hmm.
So I just set up Mewtwo V Union,
Yeah.
and
That's it.
she
Yeah.
couldn't do anything.
Control
I just
mirrors are, you know.
yeah, yeah, control or S tier matchup
Yeah.
if they're not like or
Yeah.
our own.
Yeah, if you play Mewtwo, usually they can't do anything.
Yeah, yeah, they yeah,
Um,
she couldn't do anything.
because she can't boof a lot the energies off of it. It's like
Yeah,
pretty
that
weird.
was so weird to play against another control at at
Yeah.
a regional like that. Round two.
Yeah. And then round
Round
three,
three,
you play against a
Zard.
Zard.
That was my quickest best of three of all day.
Yep.
Set up Vulpix game one, set up Vulpix game two. I played like 6 turn in total,
There you go.
and that was it.
Yep. That's usually,
Game four,
yeah, round
and this
four.
is insane. I played another control. I kid you not. I
Yeah.
played versus another control. This time it was more like of Sender uh, OCIC with Curlias and Mimikyu Loop.
Mm,
That was that. I set up the V Union.
yep.
He was like, "Oh, I can't do anything. I'll
That's
concede the match."
that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
It's
but we talked. I talked with the guy. He was pretty chill.
there you go. At least makes things a little better. Then round
Yeah,
five, you face a Miraidon, your first one.
I faced a Miraidon, and Miraidon is a pretty good matchup.
Yeah.
But game one, game one. I have to remember this. I prized Rodon,
Yeah.
SQ,
Yep.
Eviball,
Yep.
a Peonia, and
Yep.
a Water Energy.
Yeah. Those are not the
And
prizes you want.
yeah, and the best thing, I got an SQ, not a lone SQ, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I had I was pretty close,
Yeah.
and he played Zapdos to make it worse.
Also, yeah. I saw. Yeah. I was watching
So
that game and
yeah,
yeah.
without those prizes, I would have won.
I think for sure. Yeah. Because I just went to the board and I saw Ice Cube with something and I was like, oh, he should be fine. And I
Mm,
didn't even know his prizes. And then he told me about the prize and I was like, and you still got Ice Cube set up.
yeah, with those prizes, I still got the Ice Cube,
Yep.
and it's like the guy bricked or something. No, the
Hmm.
game was going on for real, and
Yeah.
yeah, if you don't have some horrible prizes, you'll be fine.
For sure. Then round
Round
eight,
six,
or wait, yeah, round six. I'm
six,
sorry. Yes, you're right. You're right.
Chempao. I
Champao.
actually won, and he played a 1-1
Hmm.
Arc line.
Yep.
I actually won. It was the my most grindy games
For
of all
sure.
day. I that game used me some juice power for real,
Yeah.
because like he didn't. Of course, the guy was pretty chill, pretty
Hmm.
good. He didn't evolve his Hark. He knew what was going on.
Yep.
So Penny, Thornton, Cook.
Yep.
But hi, hi, I got it. We take
He.
those.
Yeah.
So
Same.
the game one was so long. Game two I would have lost, but we didn't have enough time. Like game one took like 40 minutes or something.
Yep. And then don't have time to finish a game two. Take the win. Round seven.
Yeah, round seven.
Yeah. A
So I
Miraidon.
don't think this is showing, but it is
Yeah.
another Miraidon.
Yeah.
But but game one. I set up Ice Q like turn four, lone
Yep.
Ice Q in the active. I'm
Hmm.
chilling. And this guy is starting to load up his flying Pikachu. I'm like, huh, interesting. He'll try to fly me. So I say, okay, I'll establish like I'll gather my resource to always have a penny,
Hmm.
so I can attach to my SQ, retreat to like Diancie and penny back.
Yeah.
If he paralyzed me,
Hmm.
no, he puts uh the Pikachu in his active with 3 energy, and he evolves into the VMAX.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
lost game one. Game two, he go yeah. I chose to go second, I think,
Yep.
because I didn't want to get. I don't know if no, I don't remember, but like I remember he bench locked himself without Raichu,
Raichu. Yeah.
without Raichu.
Hmm.
So that means I can go
Yep.
with V Union without a problem.
Yeah. For sure.
I go with V Union, And oh yeah, I forgot to mention he had Luxury V on his bench. But I was like, no worries.
Yeah,
Like
it'll be
if
okay.
he go with Fang Snipe, uh that's not a problem because
Hmm.
I'll just respawn with Final Burn or Cyclosion because
Yeah,
that basically does no damage.
yeah,
But he goes with the second attack that does 180
yeah,
and paralyze.
yeah,
But to paralyze, you have to play Path.
yeah.
So he plays Path
Path,
and
paralyze.
he paralyzed me. I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
And that discard 2 energy.
yeah,
So I bump Stadium, heal with Cook, so I'm out of range of getting KO by Miraidon,
yeah.
and pass. This guy, for real. He goes switch, dynamotor, generator, attach. Uh, I guess no. He hit 2 generator
Yeah.
to attach on the active retreat.
Paralyze
Plays a
again.
second path, found the second path in a single turn,
Yeah,
and he gets me again, and that's how I lost. So yeah, the deck is weak to Miraidon with Pikachu VMAX and Luxury Vey. Yay!
yeah.
It
So
was if it was a normal Miraidon, I would have cooked him
yeah,
pretty
like
hard.
so yeah. I think you guys can just see again that if they play anything different, like or anything, any tech whatsoever, special tech, it's pretty. The deck is
Yeah,
pretty meh usually. Uh,
yeah. I lost to two Miraidon, but
yeah, I don't think that shows the
that doesn't change the fact that Miraidon is still a good matchup.
yeah,
Uh, no, no, no. Round 8, no show. Thank
yeah,
God it was
yeah.
last
It
team.
was a
Let's
loss to
go. We
the
take
so
those.
we take the W there.
And round 9 versus Urshifu and Teleon. Uh, very free matchup. Just set up the Mewtwo early as you can
Yep,
and heal every turn.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah, very, very easy. I didn't
So
face a single Lugia nor a single Lost Box.
yeah,
Uh,
I think yeah, me too. I hit one Lugia with two vacuums,
yeah.
and
No
then
Lost Box, no
no
Lugia, but two
lost
control.
box.
Yeah, of
Yeah, two
course.
two control. So I think our matchups are pretty interesting. I think this just shows how diverse the meta is.
Yeah,
How
it was a
many
fun tournament. I
yeah
had a ton of fun playing that deck.
for sure the deck was still fun.
Yeah,
Um, like
pulling out the Mewtwo V Union in this economy.
yeah, I had like you know setting up Mewtwo was something we hadn't done in a while. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think it was I still had a great time.
yeah. I'm not mad on missing day two too much because
No, for
like
sure.
6-3 with this deck is pretty alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So uh, any last thoughts on the list or anything? I think we'll go over some changes that we would make to the list. Um,
Yeah. So
s-
first of all, Giacomo,
yep.
Giacomo, however you pronounce it, that should be a Misfortune Sisters. I think.
Yeah.
Think we agree on
Yeah,
that.
I think we agreed on that, and just for the reason that Giacomo was pretty useless. Especially with there's not a lot of Mew right now, and Misfortune Sisters can do a similar thing where you're able to maybe hit a couple power tablets, and
Yeah,
that
that
may
because if you hit a couple of tower of power tablet, you can go into V Union.
yeah, exactly, and they can't one shot you anymore. Um,
Yep.
then we had cut the Raihan, I think, for some.
And as a final thing on the Misfortune Sisters, it
Yeah,
helps your Chien-Pao matchup if you can discard
yeah, the
a
retreat
cross switcher
waves or cross
early.
switchers or yeah, any deck with a lot of items, Misfortune just becomes really good. It's good against Lost Box. It's good against a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's good against Lost Box, but Lost Box you really like. If I had the choice to play a research
Yeah,
or
for
Misfortune
sure.
Sister, it's
Yeah, you're just gonna
research
play
100%
research.
of the time.
Yeah, for sure. Then I think we had cut Raihan for something else. I can't remember specifically.
Uh, well, we cut at the Vulpix. That was the big
Yeah,
thing.
that was a big thing. We cut Vulpix because it wins you the Zard and Gardevoir matchup technically, but the Gardevoir matchup doesn't really win it, you know. Um, and then
We played like Mawile
yeah,
and Erica and bosses.
yeah. So just put a Mawile there and hope you can trap the Guardy, and then you can also Mawile into Zard, Mawile like the Mew, or you can Mawile the
Yeah.
other stuff. And wait, did we put Mimikyu?
Yeah, we put in Mimikyu. We can shout out Sky, who top
Yep.
32 the Toronto Cup with
Yeah.
a
With
list I made with her on the convention center floor, like between round 8
yeah.
and 9. I don't know
Yeah.
if you can pull it up
I think let me find the tweet.
because that's the updated version. I would suggest if you guys want to play this until Paradox Rift comes out. You will take the L pretty hard to Chempao if you switch the Vulpix for the Mawile Mimikyu package, but that's like a meta call, or you can just play the or Aurelius we played at Toronto if you just want to try it on ladder or something. Just switch the Giacomo for Misfortune Sister and you should be good.
I can't find
It's alright.
her Twitter, unfortunately. But yeah, shout out to Sky also, obviously. Um, there we go. Let me pull this back up. Um, so yeah, um, just basically replace the Vulpix package with Guardy or with Mawile, sorry, for the Guard War matchup.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Another change you can do if you play the Mawile is cut a single strike energy for jet energy.
yeah, that can also be a thing you cut. Um, so yeah, I think
Yeah,
that sums it up. I think we went over
yeah.
pretty much everything. If you guys have any questions about the deck, about the list, about anything, feel free to leave a comment, message us on Twitter or whatever. You know, now we're going to a brand new set with obviously,
Yeah, next episode should be on that.
yeah, on Paradox Rift. We'll play a couple, you know, couple things, couple lists at locals, and then we can talk about how Control is looking for Paradox Rift meta. But personally, I think it's going to be really nice. Counter catcher, everything. It's going to make
Yeah, I think it's a little overhyped, but
maybe
it should be
yeah,
better than this set.
for sure. I think it becomes viable in a way.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, follow Max, follow myself. Um, Twitters will be in the description. Any questions, anything, feel free to leave a comment, and we'll happily answer. And yeah, this was the second episode of the Resource Management Podcast. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye bye.